Hey guys, it's Wanda from Crazy Days, and today we're going to be processing our peaches that we took off the tree because the squirrels were toting them off. I took them off a little bit greener, Danny did, and some of them are still a little bit firm, but we have spots in some, so I've got to go ahead and process them. And we're going to process the whole thing. I'm going to take them all, process all of them at one time, so I'm not just waiting on things to turn. Now some of these peaches are kind of like a cling-free, where you can twist them and they'll come right out of the seed, off the seed, and some aren't. What I'm doing is I'm saving the peelings here because I'm gonna make jelly. I love peach jelly, so all the peelings are going in here to make jelly. All the cores are going over here in any bad spots, and then all the peaches, the pieces, the fleshy parts are going in here. We're going to be canning those. Now, the water for the skins and for the peaches have this fruit fresh preserver in it. I did have a bottle of it, so I wanted to be able to show you what it does. Normally, I use lemon juice, but a lot were asking about this Mrs. Wage's fresh fruit preserver. Yes, these will last on the shelf for a long, long time. Where lemon juice would last about a year, the fruit preserver lasts for several years. So it's up to you. Long term, buy this if you need to. Within a year or so, 2 years, this will work. But today I did put the fruit preserver in it, and you see I'm peeling and they still look beautiful. They're not turning already, and this is not turning. So lemon juice versus the preserver, you decide. I've already gotten all the peaches peeled, and I only thought there was about 25 or 30. There was close to 75 peaches. They were small, but hey, we beat the squirrels. This big stainless bowl is 3/4 of the way full of peaches. Now I did some in halves, and we're going to jar the halves. I did some in just pieces and some in slices. And I just stuck them in there random to keep them, you know, where they'll stay this pretty color with the fruit preservative that we've got on them today. The peelings I have here on the stove in this big boiler here, covered in water. I'm letting them just cook down a little. We're going to use this juice. You see the color? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to make peach jelly. Or syrup. If it doesn't gel, syrup's good any way you do it. Peach syrup, peach jelly. Shooting for jellies, but if it makes syrup, hey, we're good too. Okay, so we're consulting the Ball Blue Book. This is a 1991 edition here. And we're going to peaches. Now I'm going to be raw packing, so what we're going to do is, I already have mine cut and pitted and all that stuff. I've already treated them. We're going to drain them and pack them raw in my jar, and then I'm going to cover them, leaving a 1/2 inch head space with a boiling syrup. Now my syrup is going to be a light syrup. 1 cup of sugar to 4 cups of water. And then we're going to process pints 25 minutes in a hot water bath canner. While the peach jelly is, or peach peelings are cooking down to make jelly, I'm getting my light syrup ready. I've got 4 quarts of water in here, and I'm adding 4 cups of sugar. Now I will stir this and get it to a boil and get it all mixed in together before we start packing it in our jars over our raw peaches. All right, this was the sugar syrup mix, the light syrup mix. 1 cup of sugar to 4 cups of water. I went ahead, packed all my jars with peaches, packed them down as firm as I could, and then poured the hot syrup over them and cleaned the tops and capped them right quick. Didn't have the big camera set up, so I didn't have it done because I'm in a hurry today trying to finish up. We've been having rain and all kinds of stuff going on. But I've got 4 of the wide mouths with halves in them. Then I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 of just pieces. So I think that's pretty awesome. They water bath for 25 minutes. So I'm going to put as many in the canner as I can, go 25 minutes in boiling water, take those out and put the others in there for 25 minutes. All right, these are our peach halves. They kind of floated to the top a little, but they'll settle back down. And these are the peach pieces. We've got the next batch plus 2 jars of whole figs in the canner. I had to move outside, stove messed up inside, so we're back in the canning kitchen and telling Danny he has to move over just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So we're ready to make the first batch of peach jelly. I'm going to make it in batches because lots of times when you double a batch of jelly, it won't gel. So I'm doing a batch that calls for 3½ cups of peach juice, 1/4 of a teaspoon of butter just to help with the foaming, and 1 pack of Sure Gel. And I'm using the original Sure Gel. And you want to just stir, and I'm going to get a bigger spoon, but this is what I have available for right this minute. Look at the color, isn't that gorgeous? Now we're going to let this go, and I'm going to get a bigger spoon, and we're going to cook this till it gets to a rapid boil where it can't be stirred down. Okay, this is getting to the rapid boil where you can't stir it down. We're going to go ahead and add 4 cups of sugar and stir. And I know that sounds like a lot of sugar, but the ratios to make jelly have to be pretty close or else it won't work. Now we want this to melt. We don't want to scorch our stuff. And we want it to melt really good. And then we're bringing it back to a boil, a good rolling boil for 1 minute. Isn't that beautiful? You can't beat that color. Okay, it's starting to boil again. And there'll be a little bit of skimmings will come to the sides around here, and we may have to skim something off in a few minutes. Any white stuff that comes up that you don't want in your jar, you can skim off before you jar it up. And this is getting there. And we can't stir down a boil. You boil it for 1 minute that way. And then you take it off and jar it up. It's getting there. See the bubbles starting? First batch done, I got 4½ half pints. I guess 4 half pints and a 1/4 pint maybe, if that's what you want to say. Isn't that beautiful? Now I've got 1 more batch to go. So now while we're doing batch number 2, I had 3 cups of juice left, to which I added 3 cups of sugar. So that is juice and sugar the same. I'm going to cook this for a little while and get it to a rolling boil and boil it till it, and then just turn it off. And this should be some type of syrup, maybe a light to medium syrup. And we will have peach syrup. I've got my fire at a medium and it's boiling slightly. And what I want is some of the steam to come out because we want a syrup. And so what I'm going to do is just let this cook slowly like you would if you were cooking cane syrup. I'm just going to cook some of the moisture out. And right now, it's still kind of watery. So we're going to cook probably an hour or better and see how we make peach syrup. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my peachy kind of day today. I ended up with 8 half pints and 2 of the little small quarter pints. We're going to try one later. I ended up with 3 half pints of syrup, and I've got some in the fridge to try. We ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular pints, regular mouth pints of peaches, and 4 of the, where I put halves in there, ended up with 4 wide mouths of those. And while I was at it, I was water bathing, I did 2 whole figs. So my peachy kind of day. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Doesn't that just make you feel good to know that you have something sweet, something that you can do a dessert or put it on toast, or you can make something, a cake, a pie. The possibilities are endless. The syrups can go in anything from yogurt and ice cream to cakes, cupcakes, puddings, you name it. The peaches can be eaten as is, make cakes, pies, dump cakes, whatever. The figs, Danny loves as is, but I can make a figgy pudding out of them. Then the jellies, oh my. You can just sit and eat it with a spoon. It's so good. So, bye guys. Hope you enjoyed my peachy day.